You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Polo and Tell, is that you?
What the fuck was that?
Mic check waifu. King Teliano, is that you?
I'm introducing Master Chief's head, my cup. What's up, Polo? How you doing, bro?
Tell always forgets that this is an audio podcast first, when he brings in props and shit.
But Patreon, though.
Yeah, Patreon, though. This is episode 113 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, is brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com. We appreciate y'all for supporting us by supporting them. It means a lot. Holy smokes, Tell. I forgot to mention. Let me just go to here. I think we got a new Patreon supporter.
Let's go. I love to hear it.
Well, first, let's start off by thanking our Patreon producers. Oh, I see who's back. Aaron Brown, AB, Dre G, the homie Dre G. Ked the Pro, shout out to Ked. Explicitly, Monique Williams, Nachi. Guess who's back?
Connor.
Shanti's back.
Hey, what's up, Shanti?
Shanti's back producing. And Treeses, thank you so much, bros, for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We appreciate y'all so very much. This episode is special. This is the reintroduction of Mic Check Waifu, which means that this is the third time we are reintroducing ourselves to all of the new listeners, which we have. Man, listen, shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for supporting us. Everybody that's new and listening to us, that means the everlasting world to us, because we couldn't do this without y'all. We wouldn't do this without y'all. We wouldn't want to do this without y'all. So the love y'all give is appreciated. Much, much appreciated. So with that being said, we're going to introduce ourselves. We're going to explain a little bit about ourselves. We even going to go into a little bit of detail about who we are, what we do, and why we do this podcast, Mic Check Waifu. We are recording this on 8/13, which is a Friday, which is extremely weird because it wasn't that, well, it still was quite a few shows that came out, but none of our big hits like, you know, the Tokyo Revengers. Yep. Or Remake Our Life. So we're going to be missing those conversations in our spoiler talk, but we are going to spoil Solo Leveling up to chapter, what is 162? Yes, man. I can't. Finally, we are going to talk about Solo Leveling in the second half of the show. We do got a lot of questions. Shout out to y'all for helping us out with coming up with topics for today. We got quite a few of them that we can literally spend an entire show on if we wanted to, but we're going to try to run through them. So I'm going to leave the choice up to you, Tell. What do you want to start off with? Do you want to start off with getting to know us, reintroducing ourselves again, and then go into questions, or questions and then reintroducing ourselves?
Let's reintroduce ourselves, because this we want to make this a good first episode for some, like, a new listener to start. So if you're a new listener, let's make this a good early start for you.
You got it, brother. All right. So if you don't mind, I'll start, because I think last time you started. So this time I'll start. Well, my name is Polo. Or my real name is actually Tajay. My nickname is Polo. It's been Polo since I was in the 9th grade. I've been streaming and podcasting. Streaming for longer than about 5 years, but podcasting for about 2. This is the very first podcast I've ever done myself, but I always produced podcasts for my older brother. They've been in the podcast game since 2016. And I've been learning how to do this podcasting thing from him. And I appreciate that. I do have my top 5 anime. I'm going to list those off for you. My top 5 anime goes a little bit something like this. Let me go make sure I got it right, because memory ain't as good as it used to be. You feel me? My top 5 anime is Astro Lost in Space at number 5. ReZero. No, not ReZero. I'm tripping. Steins Gate at number 4. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash is number 3. I hope y'all did y'all homework last week. Clannad at number 2. And ReZero at, of course, number 1. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I actually, by the time y'all hearing this, don't live in Cleveland, Ohio no more. Because I just moved down to Houston. So I'm in Houston right now by the time y'all hearing this, which is weird to think about. Yeah, and here we are. Tell.
What's up, everybody? My name is Teliano, King Teliano, Tell. Most people call me Tell. They spell it wrong all the time, too.
Same with Polo.
Like, how do you spell, like, and I guess people don't know how to spell my name. My name is Montel, Montelle. So when people spell Tell, you think it's going to be Telle. A lot of times they just do Tell.
Yeah,
it's cool. I'm going to show y'all love regardless. I ain't telling on nobody. I'm not Tekashi 6ix9ine, so we don't do that.
The lies tell though.
Oh, I do tell lies. I tell lies for Polo on here. I be fake exposing Polo. Polo really don't do nothing wrong. But yeah, you can just call me Teliano. You can call me Montel. No matter. I'm cool with all that. Just found out though. Name Montel stands for ruler. So there King Teliano. It was meant to be.
There it is.
I am also from Cleveland, Ohio. I've known Polo since we got cool 8th grade. I'm pretty sure I met him in the 7th grade.
Yeah,
we met in the 7th grade. But we got cool in the 8th grade because that's when we got classes together. And we've been cool ever since. That's been my bro. I always watched anime, but as we got older, watched a ton more anime. So Polo hit me up on that Demon Slayer tip and was like, "Hey yo, let's start a podcast." And it's like, "What, bro? Let's do it." Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But Polo and I, we always kind of worked together. Before we were doing the podcasting thing, we were doing like photography and graphic design stuff. Basically using each other as models and all kind of stuff, bro.
Great time, man.
So Polo and I always been teammates. We just real teammates. And by the time y'all listen to this, we both gonna be H-Town, mic check, waifu. It's gonna be nice.
For sure. Yeah, man, it's I like to tell the story, but it started crazy, man. It started crazy. I'm sitting here thinking to myself while watching Demon Slayer. It was episode 10. I'll never forget it. And it was our the drum demon dude, and he was fucking banging the drums on his chest. I'm like, man, this shit's so beautiful, man. And this story is actually real good. I'm in it. I'm invested. Wow, I want to talk about this with somebody. I hit up Legal Overdose, one of my good friends that I've known on the internet for about 6 years now. I hit him up. I'm like, yo, man, we should do a podcast. He was like, oh, about what? I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Legal Overdose. I love him. He's a good dude. Legal. But that man is the most unreliable dude you will ever meet. So instead of doing that, the most reliable person I've ever known, like since the 7th grade, was Montel. And I know Tell likes anime. I'm like, well, shit. Well, this should have been my first thought. And I hit him up like, yo, we should do this. We did it. And then I'm like, man, the hardest part is going to be thinking of a name. This motherfucker come back 10 minutes later with, how about mic check waifu? And I'm like, my brain explode because a little backstory behind that is I'm, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a streamer and I was streaming for a very long time. And the way I used to, every single time I used to come on my stream after my countdown screen would go away, I would always test my mic and I would test it by saying mic check waifu. And whoever typed it in the chat, I just said, whoever they was and said, is that you? So for example, mic check waifu. Explicitly, is that you? And that's how I would ever start every single stream. And it's like and everybody tell me I sound good. And then we'll roll the intro video and we'll start the stream. I'm like, damn. The only reason why I did waifu is because my emotes is a waifu from the game I played. So it's like a created waifu that I had from the game I played. So I always just called it waifu. So I'm like, well, shit, ain't that crazy? Tell came up with this brilliant name. It's a perfect alliteration. We could start it off how I started off every stream. And it just works. It works well. What's funny is that people that listen to us don't realize that it's two brothers talking anime until they listen. I think that is the best shit ever.
I mean, hey, look, we're not catfishing nobody.
No.
If you go to our Twitter, you instantly know from the way we talk.
Yeah.
Like the Wonder of Anime, Wonder of Ivy, she said it herself. She was like, I didn't know at first that y'all was two guys until I looked at your account and I was like, oh no, this is definitely guys. This is not a woman.
Yeah.
I guess we tweet a little different, but
true.
But you know, we just two brothers doing exactly, doing the anime life.
Yes, sir.
We love it. We enjoy it. Funny thing is about that 10th episode of Demon Slayer is that Polo and I did not know we were both watching Demon Slayer.
Exactly.
We just were.
Right.
And I was actually just talking about this. I didn't even know Demon Slayer was going to get all the hype that it did.
Mm-hmm.
But we started watching it and, you know, it blew up and we was like hyped to talk about it. And when we talked about that episode and like the very next episode, we was on it quick to record.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So the way Mic Check Waifu works, okay, for everybody that's new, a lot of people isn't, and we got a lot of recurrent listeners, so we sorry for repeating this again. But the way Mic Check Waifu works is that we try our best to watch as much seasonal anime as possible, so you don't have to worry about the daunting task of searching and trying to find new anime. There is always and will always be shows recommended in like today time, right? So like if it's winter of 2020, we have a whole season of anime that you can go back and listen to. And like, okay, what is in winter 2020 that I should go back and watch or pick up or make a list for? We have like sections of our podcast. I know how some of our friends do their podcast. They do it in seasons, like Worst Gen. You can essentially look at us like a seasonal podcast that's run year round because we have our anime breakdowns, breaking down different shows of the season. We give our favorite episodes of the week. We share different topics. There is going to be some kind of change with the way the podcast is structured going forward, but we still are essentially going to do the same thing. We're still going to try to bring you the seasonal shows. We're still going to try to give you what we plan to watch in the next season, because fall is actually coming up extremely soon. So it's almost time for our fall anime preview episode. That should be in like a few weeks, but that's the way the show works. We mainly bring topics. We listen to our people on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at MicCheckWaifu and then write into us. We always read your questions on the show. We always love to do that. And we break up the show by having a beautiful lo-fi hit as our break song. And then after that, we go into spoiler talk. So if you're watching any seasonal anime with us, we go spoil all that stuff there. Or if not, you can just come back whenever you do watch it and enjoy the show like that. But I really do love this format. I think this format is super unique and just different. You're never going to hear us talk about the same exact things unless we were reintroducing ourselves like this. But we feel like the reintroduction episodes are important because, again, we get a lot of new listeners every single week. So
right.
We got to.
So one thing that Polo did not mention about our format is one of the best formats that we have within our podcast, and that's our review system.
True. Preach it. Tell it.
So if y'all didn't know, if y'all haven't checked out any of our previous episodes, some of our most listened to episodes are our review episodes, where we break down a season of anime, sometimes movies, like we did the Demon Slayer movie, where we break down the anime based on certain parameters that we have set. Give me a second to pull it up right here.
Yeah, no, that's a good move because the Mic Check Waifu review skill is kind of our staple.
It is. It's one of the things we take a lot of pride in. But our review scale is 5 segments basically, and we break those down into it's a 20-point scale. So it's like 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, all the way up to 10, which we put our scores together, divide it obviously, and we get an average score between the two of us, and that's the Mic Check Waifu score.
It's so
sometimes. Oh yeah, it is. Sometimes Polo might rate something a little bit higher than me. That rarely happens. But sometimes most of the time I rate things higher. Polo a little bit more harsh on the rating. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're gonna get them around to the good side. But this is how our scale works, right? Number 1, animation. So that's going to be broken down by like art style, visuals, direction, scenery, overall viewing experience. So that can be things like we love the art style. We love the vibrancy of the art, as well as how are those frame rates? Is it choppy? Is it looking smooth?
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking at here? Is it unique? So those are kind of things that can go into the appeal of animation. And then we have sound design, which is going to be soundtrack, composition, sound effects, and how well it tied to the visuals. So sound design is a really unique one too, because you think about sometimes silence is just perfect for sound design. Sometimes that musical score goes so well with the audio that it blends in. Like we talked about it on another episode where it blended in so well that we didn't even realize that the audio was playing. We had to go back and re-listen to it just to like, what was the audio? Because I was like zoned in with everything. It was just ambience.
100%.
The next one is pacing. Pacing is very important to us.
Yes.
So it's episode to episode, strength and continuity. How well the story development and developed and unfolded the series as the series went on. Sorry, my bad. But basically, pacing is thinking of like you're running a race. If you sprint in the beginning, you dead tired at the end. So it's not going to be good at the end, but it'll be fire at the beginning. You got a lot of anime do that, but sometimes you get anime, which one of Polo's favorites, Steins Gate.
Yes.
It was slow for me, a real slow burn. Then it hit episode 7 and it turned all the way up for the rest of that season and the next season. Some anime have that kind of pacing. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just works how it works for that anime. Next one, another very important one to Mike Check Waifu is plot. The overall story and how well it was written, how well the story resonated with us, the viewer. Yes. So obviously this scale is a bit subjective for certain things. Plot being Polo and I might like a certain plot more than others, but we also try and be as objective with this as possible, because if a plot is just outright bad, you know what bad looks like.
Exactly.
Right. So we try and be as objective with this as possible. Is the plot good? Are there plot holes? Can you see this being like, is this a good ending? Is this the overall good placement for the story? How did that work out for you? So plot is a very important one for us at Mike Check Waifu. And then finally, characters. Relatability, overall development and growth of the characters, memorable. Obviously, you got to have some memorable characters for a really good anime. One of our favorite MCs of all time is Hachiman.
Yes, bro.
We got Subaru. We got some memorable characters that we really, really like over here. So that is our review scale. We got a couple of anime rated. Right now, we got like Clannad, Fire Force, Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash, which was homework last week. If you're new here, go back and do the homework, because Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash is a favorite of ours.
Facts.
We got Steins Gate, Erased, Bungo, Stray Dog, Sugar River Fell Night, Gangsta, Banana Fish. We got a decent list of stuff on there, and then we do have an infamous one, Demon Lord Retry. It's a negative rating on that one. It's a negative 7.75. That's the only one y'all can get. The other ones, go check out the episodes and get them.
Yeah. It's great because what Toe just ran down with the 5 categories that we rate, right? So just imagine us taking those. He already mentioned this, but I'm gonna just break it down a little bit more. Those 5 categories we use that 20-point scale that he mentioned for those individually, and then we add each of our individual scores together to get one overall score that normally feels right? Like every time we do this, for some reason, it always feels like exactly what we feel like it should be. And it just works out so perfectly, except for Beastars.
You watch season 2?
Not yet. I'm excited. I don't
want to hear it.
I'm excited because I do want to watch Beastars, and then we should review season 2 and then combine those 2 scores together, see what we get. But it's an awesome system. It's our favorite system. It's our most prized possession, I guess you could say. We haven't done a review in a minute though, a hot minute, and we just might have to do that one for ReZero. Even though we probably
it's worthy.
Yeah, just do the dub since we watched the sub like twice.
Mm-hmm. two times, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we might have to do a review coming soon. Yeah, that's pretty much my Check Waifu, man. We also have a segment where we get to know us by reading off of a random document with random questions. The questions could be anime related or they could not be, and you just get to know us a little bit better. That's going to come later in the show, so y'all going to see how that works soon. But with that being said, since today we are full of wonderful questions from everybody, I do want to say shout out to y'all for wishing me a safe trip. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will be extremely safe. If I have to stop, I'm gonna stop. If I can keep going, I'm gonna keep going. I just want to make it there safely. But let's start off with some questions, man. We got some great ones. Rob J dropped some hits. I think I want to start off with a Rob J question because it is extremely potent to what we just talked about. Man, he always hook us up with double questions. He also a Patreon supporter. So the love we have for Rob J is unfathomable.
Unrivaled.
Exactly. Okay. Which one do we want to start out? He had a couple. Yeah, this is so many fucking questions. It's so many questions. Rob was the first one to ask us a question. First off, I want to ask this one. Oh yeah, one last thing. I'm starting off with the last question first. King Telliano, that I'm sorry was so incredible and impactful. He knows what I'm talking about.
So look, hear me out, and I apologize if I'm wrong about this. I'm sorry, but there was two I'm sorries I did on the timeline. One was when we finished Soul Leader. And I apologized to Polo. I said, I'm sorry. And then the other one was to Crystal, who was talking about Soul Leader. And I said, I'm sorry.
So she finished it.
She had a complaint. She said, if they mess up Stein, the best character in this show, I'm going to be pissed.
And she felt the way I did, didn't she?
Rob J, I'm sorry, I didn't know, but I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. All right, so
I know it can't be Batman slander because I'm not sorry for that.
No, hell no, we never sorry for Batman slander. Batman's stupid.
As fuck.
Well, all right. Rob J's first question. He says, "What's an anime you really didn't mess with the main character, but you enjoy the side characters way more, besides Hunter?"
Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would agree with that. It was so fucking hard to like the main character.
Yes, it was. I didn't hate him because to me, I just looked at him as like a D&D copy and paste character without without him actually doing the role playing. But everyone else that was in his like immediate party was like somewhat interesting, had actual personalities, were being developed.
Yeah.
You know,
the show
they were living.
Right. The show overall, and people hate when I say this, but I don't, you know how I do. The show overall was pretty trash. It had that first episode that had shock value, right? But then everything, a lot of shock value. Like it was something that'd have you talk like, oh, that you see that first episode, it was crazy. Oh, but everything else about it was like, yo, what the fuck? I don't care about anything else. And I think it was the pacing of it that kind of screwed with me.
Yeah, there was some episodes that just seemed like they were about to border on slice of life and then went straight to like other shit.
Guess. Like other shit.
Yeah.
Weird, man. Real weird. Man, okay, so other main characters that's tough because I really don't enjoy those shows where the side characters are outshines the main character.
Hunter is like the only one I can think of.
100%.
Like the side characters were good enough for me to, and I mean I think of like if I go back, like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, I like the side characters more. But like as a kid, I really rocked with Goku. I liked Goku. So it's like hard to say like now, now I would say that. But before, One Punch Man.
I kind of like I kind of like him too though.
I like Saitama, but the other characters are more interesting. Even except for what's his name,
the bike dude
getting blown up. Nah, but he's awesome.
He really is an interesting take on that world. I like that.
The average Joe trying to be a hero, doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly.
He catch L's.
Yeah, to be honest, man, it's really hard for me to watch a show where the main character is trash. Yeah. Like
no slice of life, no nothing.
There's nothing, bro. Like if it's a slice of life where the side characters are outshining the main character, then you have a real problem. But I'm literally scrolling through my anime list right now. The
High School of the Dead. No.
I don't even remember the fucking main. That could be one because I don't even remember the main character at all.
I do, but I think everyone around the main character was good in High School of the Dead, whereas the main character was like that. Just I'm sorry because the girl I liked was dating like my best friend kind of shit.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of shows where I love the side characters just as much as I like the main character.
Right.
There's a lot of that.
ReZero for one.
100%. Okay. Fuck. I don't have it. I'm lost.
Vinland Saga. No, but I liked him too.
Same.
Promise Neverland. That's you.
Yeah.
You like
Yep.
That's you. I liked Promise Neverland except for the anime, but
I fucking hate Emma. Yeah. I hate her guts. She was the worst. Yes. That is it for me. Good one. He also had attached to that same question. This is a good one. This is very important to me. Well, not really, because I'm not really that big of a basketball guy. But what was y'all reaction to the decision by LeBron, and how did it affect the city? The city was fucking destroyed.
They was Saudi.
Absolutely devastated. Was I devastated? Yeah, a little. Did I expect it? Yeah, I did.
The year after, I think, was it 2011? No, 2010. I went to college. I went to University of Akron, and I had an autographed basketball, LeBron James basketball. My mom was like, "You can't take that to school." I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, "Somebody's gonna get mad. They're gonna
100%.
your ball, that kind of stuff." That same year, he came up to Akron and played football, and I went to go see him, and his whole security detail was dumb. But people came to see him. Yes, everybody was Saudi, but they still showed love and support and stuff like that. But yes, the city was pissed.
Yeah, like
Cleveland was not happy.
The initial night that happened, I remember because I think was that a club night?
It was a whole new scene of despair.
Yeah, like I don't think it was a club night, but I think that weekend people were out and you saw just a bunch of fucking half burnt LeBron jerseys and just shit all in the streets, like near the clubs and shit where I used to do the party promoting shit. It was rough. It was very rough. And for me, I didn't care. Cause like, yeah, I was sad because we literally got to, it was the championship game versus San Antonio, got our ass bonked. And I'm like, yeah, he's probably going to leave because he fucking did that shit by himself. There's no way.
I will also say, go ahead. What are you about to say?
There's no team around him. He's going to fucking leave. It's clear as day.
I will also say this. I've always been a big advocate for getting out of Cleveland. Like everybody, like all my friends, family, I always say, it ain't a bad idea to get out of Cleveland. That was my goal when I was in middle school, was I ain't want to stay in Cleveland forever. Yeah, and that's fine for people. But I'm still gonna be forever a sports team fan of Cleveland, and I want them to be good. I love Cleveland, but I feel like it's a beautiful thing to be able to make it out of Cleveland. That's true, and be able to give back to the city. I think LeBron did that. I think he gave back to Cleveland, and I was not necessarily pissed at him. He came back and gave us a ring. I think the second leaving to me was more like, you could have stayed, bro. Hell no. The second, but yeah, after he lost, though, that game was hilarious. The second leaving was everybody in Cleveland was like, "Yeah, see you later, man. Thank you. We appreciate you. Take care. Be good." But that was the one to me, like when he was like, what was you doing? Oh, you're talking about J.R. Smith? Yeah, that's fucking. Yeah, J.R. Smith passed through the. Come on, bro. That shit was wild. I ain't really give two shits about
about that finals. After we won it, I'm like, I'm cool. I'm cool for a while. Now all I care about is my Browns, man. Shout out to my Browns. They're going to do good this year. Another Rob J question said, I low-key think Might Check Your Soul should be a name segment whenever y'all do an old anime watch throughs. That name is legit.
It has been adopted.
It has been adopted. It's official. Anytime we watch an old show, Might Check Your Soul is going to be the tagline for us watching that old show. Normally we would like create a new one for like UU Talk, Bleach Talk, but those are like generic. Might Check Your Soul was sweet. So we're gonna use that. Oh,
we could even do like just Mic Check Ya and then whatever the anime is. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that probably won't work as good as Soul, but you know. Hey. Here's a good verses though. Shout out to Rob J getting his worst gen on. He said Rimuru or Anno's Voldy Goat.
That's not a good versus.
That's a real good versus.
It's not a good versus.
Who you giving it to?
Annos, easy.
I agree.
It's not a fair versus. Unless Rimuru can do some stuff that he ain't shown us yet, which I'm sure he has.
Yes, he's a demon lord. He's a demon lord now.
Here's the thing. Anno's Vodigo done broke time.
Yeah, true. He done killed people and brought them back to life, then killed them again and brought them back, and then killed them and then said, come back. He's not fair. He done changed somebody else's whole race. Yeah, it's Annos, the goat, Voldy goat, as Rob J called him. 100%. Good stuff.
And I love Rimuru.
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorite main characters for sure. Rob J said, last one. Why does Demon Slayer get so much hate? People say the story is basic and the animation carries it. They're mad at other anime that have basic ass plots. But are praised. I think people just got annoyed by all the hype. That's exactly what it is. But that doesn't mean the show is bad. Man, you answered this question yourself extremely well. The problem is the reason why Demon Slayer gets hate is because it gets so much hype, or it got so much hype. I still to this day try to figure out what Demon Slayer did to these people. It touched them wrongly or something. I don't know what the fuck it did. I don't get it.
Here's my thing about hype. Specifically, if this series was getting hype but did not sell well, I would probably be more on the side of like, yo, like stop this. Like we actually had this debate on the timeline the other day. Like I said, Dr. Stone is overhyped. I see a lot of love for Dr. Stone, but if you look at the top 10,
nowhere to be
manga,
found.
It's not there. But Demon Slayer, guess where it's at? It was number 1, broke all the records, and it was done. And then the anime is still going, breaking movie records. Like the numbers are there to support that it's that good. Do I necessarily think it's the best thing out? No. But it's enough for an entire new generation of anime listeners, viewers, everything like our anime viewers and readers and manga readers to feel like it resonated with them. It's clearly better than what some people think.
Let me share my take on this. I think, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, and I'm not gonna bullshit. I used to be the type that whenever something was popular back in the day, like back when we were in middle school and just getting into high school, big baggy shit was popular. It was real cool to wear big baggy ass clothes. I was in it for a little bit. I'm like, I don't really like the way this looks. I threw on the polos and the tight jeans, like, and I dress like Carlton. Like, I love to dress like that when people were wearing that baggy shit. I wanted to go against the grain. I feel like because Demon Slayer got so popular, people are trying their damnedest. Especially old anime heads, like us, or like our peers. They're like, man, this new shit. This new shit come out and everybody's talking about it and it's selling well. It's doing just as good as One Piece is. It's selling more than One Piece. Oh my God. I don't like it. It's so mid. It's not One Piece. That is the entire fucking fan base that love to hate Demon Slayer. That's their entire fucking painting. They try to paint for this show. And the show is not nearly as bad. The story isn't as what they say, as dry as it is, the animation carries it. All that bullshit it's not true. It's just not true. The story, it just don't add up, because the story is unique enough for people to be like, oh shit, that's crazy. The situations that these essentially kids are in is wonderful. There's no extreme power systems yet. There's no extreme fucking just bullshit ass situations to where they become gods. None of that. It has a story with a beginning and this endpoint that looks attainable, like realistically attainable, but with a lot of fucking trauma ahead of them. Like it's a good show, and the fact that it's popular means that people are going to try their damnedest to hate it, especially us old heads, like I said, our peers. Are going to try their best to make it. It's not Bleach, it's not One Piece, it's not Naruto, because they're stuck in their ways and they want to go against the grain. And that's, cool for you. I'm happy for you. But you look stupid, and that's all I'm gonna say. And feel free to give Polo your legit reason why you think Demon Slayer is bad. If you can give me a legit reason and not a dry ass, this take is cap, then I'm gonna tell you the first reason they're gonna give you. What's up? They don't really have power. Oh yeah, that bullshit. That's all in their imagination. Here we go. Yeah, and then they say that take is dry. That take is cap. That take is cap. Oh no. You give me a legit reason why my take is cap, and we'll talk. Other than that, nah. Like, we give you legit reasons why we think Dr. Stone is dry stone, and nobody came with a good enough rebuttal on that yet. So I'm still waiting. I still ain't seen that yet. So dry stone will forever be dry stone. Okay. And of course, we have some questions from Panda. She asked, what season anime are y'all currently watching? She has not been listening to us, and that hurts my feelings. She stopped a little bit, you know. We watching all of the seasonals, and I know she watching a lot of them too. We got Moonlit Fantasy, Remake Our Life. Which one you watching? Some of the slice of life, aren't you? Yeah. How the Realest Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. Battle Game in 5 Seconds. Life Lessons with Yorimichi-san. I'm watching that one. He watching that one. Spirit Chronicles. We watching that one. Those are some good episodes too. Shoot. The Case Study of Vanitas. Yep. Girlfriend. I'm starting that one this week. Good. Remake Our Life. I'm picking back up the Duke of Death and His Maid. I like that one a lot. And that's it. Quite a bit. On top of, obviously, Tokyo Revengers and My Hero. Right. Which leads me to the next question. Are y'all watching Tokyo Revengers? Of course, Panda. Of course. We're not reading it, though. No, we're not reading it. But she said watching, so just... she says, the question number 2 is, should Apollo watch Life Lessons with Yorimichi Oni-san? He won't do it, but it's funny. He already said it's not his comedy. Not my type of comedy. And then number 3, what is your favorite openings and endings from last season's anime? So that's good question. Very good question. If you didn't know, we're looking at last season's anime. Intro for me, 86. Give me a second. I gotta make sure, because I want to say the same thing, but outro for me, Osamaki. I agree on the 86. Okay. No, I don't. Okay. I don't. Which one had pink blood? Was that oh no.
No. To Your Eternity. Yeah, To Your Eternity had the best intro, and that's what Pink Blood.
That shit was mad average for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the show.
The show it's a ending show. My favorite ending is Saint's magic powers omnipotent.
Oh, that is a good outro. That's a good one.
It's just chill, you know?
Mm-hmm. I like that. All right, next question. Moving on. Safe travels Polo, coming from Crystal at Crystal Light 10. She still got a number in there. Y'all haven't discussed solo leveling in a while, unless it was during the 2 Soul Eater episodes I still need to listen to. If y'all are caught up, what are y'all thoughts on what's going on so far? We are going to share that in the second half of the show. But this shit is wild.
Sheesh.
This shit is wild. Shit get crazy. Real crazy. And then she responds, well, I wish I would have saw this before I asked my question. We still got you, Crystal. Don't worry.
Finish Soul Eater. Don't be mad at us or me.
Yeah, you definitely finished that joint. Man, we got some heat, bro. Fucking Scuba Steve. I didn't even see this one, but I'm glad I just caught it just now. I'm gonna like it and retweet it now. He says, now that is over 6 months from now, time for a Hunter x Hunter rewatch. I'm not doing a Hunter x Hunter rewatch. I'm just not. That's still too soon for me. Because of the votes are sure. Oh, well, whatever, Steve, whatever. But his question is, fuck, marry, kill Revi from Black Lagoon, Michiko and Hachin, East Death, Akame got killed. To be honest, I don't remember half of these people he talking about.
S Death, you know S Death.
S Death, yeah.
What was the second one?
Michiko, from Michiko and Hachin.
Oh, I know.
I don't even know what that is. Or do I? And I just don't remember the name.
It's a black cast anime. And then who was the first one?
Revi from Black Lagoon. That's the one I do know.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know S Death.
Yeah, I know S Death too.
Like
yeah, I just don't like the anime. You're right. Akame got killed is trash.
All right, so hear me out. I'm choosing Michiko as my wife, Revi for the smash, and S Death has to die.
Revi for the wife, S Death for the Mary. No, sorry. Revi for the Mary. S Death as the fuck. And then Michiko as the kill. There we go.
I can't do it. S Death can't be out here thinking she gonna stomp on my chest.
I mean, I'm not into that, but I take care of the situation. That's all you need. That's all you gotta know.
Oh, okay.
Hey, come here. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes. All right. Man, listen. I am something else. Dude, we got some fucking heat, bro. We got some heat. All right. Speaking of special, at my Moody Senpai, it's what do you love about yourself, and what would you change about yourself if you could?
Damn.
I'm gonna say what's up?
Go ahead.
I love my I would say my creativity. I absolutely love my creativity. What I would change about myself is, and it's about to sound fucking tacky, and I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, my honesty, I come off as an asshole sometimes, as I'm sure for if those who've listened to 113 episodes of My Check Wife for Wife may know. My honesty can be brutal sometimes, and it has got me in a lot of trouble in relationships and in just life. I would definitely just learn how to think before I speak.
So what I also Polo, he don't do nothing. I would say I love the fact that I'm willing to try almost anything. What I would change about myself is I wish that I was not interested in doing everything. I just need like 2 things and just stick to that.
I love that.
But my mind just won't let me do it. I got to do 1,000 things.
And she also asked, what 2 characters from any anime would you love to see square up? I want to see Spike and Vash. I just want to see what that would look like. Vash of course.
And who?
And Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Regular guns. Okay.
Or just fisticuffs. I'll be alright with that.
That'd actually be pretty fire. I am going to say Shinra from Fire Force.
Oh yeah.
And I know he'll beat on. Nah.
You said what?
Shinra from Fire Force. And then we're going to say like post time skip Naruto, but not like.
Nice. Okay.
Not like I unlocked Yubi's power Naruto, but like the, hey, we just found Sasuke power Naruto.
Yeah. So before the Sage, Sage Naruto. Okay, I like that.
I feel like as soon as you get that extra stuff, it's not fair. But
no.
You know, at that point, I think they shooting the fair ones, and it's a good fight.
That's a real good one. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Moody. I appreciate you, girl. Let's move on to the next question. Damn, this fucking our mention's going crazy. Okay. Rob is apparently the name of the father of Vash, who named his son Vash, which is a dope name. But his @name is Dad Needs to Talk. He has a podcast, Dad Needs to Talk. Make sure y'all check him out. He's a good dude. Rob, aka father of Vash, says in 2021 podcast draft, the Texas podcasters pick Polo Born Fly. Safe travels, bro, and welcome to the Texas family. Then he says, if you could podcast in any time period, when would you choose and why? Old shows, moments in histories, or historical figures y'all would discuss on the podcast with. Man, if you don't mind, I'm gonna start off with this one. Now, I wouldn't even go that far back, to be real. And we'll go back to 2016. It was when we had Phelan Studios. We had a office space in Beechwood, Ohio. Beautiful, like nice photography studio. And I used to help produce a podcast called The Addicts. I will go back to that time and I will be a podcaster about anime. And what I would do is I would have me and Tel have conversations with my brother. My brother Javon, he doesn't watch anime. He's completely out of it, but he is always down to listen. He is intrigued by that whole process, by this entire world. He's more of the music guy. Like big into that. And I would just like, it would just be us 3 talking to him about anime, teaching him about anime, what to watch or what he watched, and getting his thoughts because he can articulate it extremely well. And he's a fucking brilliant podcaster, like brilliant podcaster. And with, again, he's extreme creativity, way more creative than I am. My creativity come from him. So to be honest, I think I would go back to 2016 when the Addicts podcast was up and going, when there wasn't as many podcasts as it is now, which I don't, which I still think is cool, but I think it would be sweet. That'd be big.
If I had to choose a time frame to podcast, it would be like it's hard for me because I would love to do anime, but I would love to also do like Renaissance art and surrealism, just to talk about artwork and like the things that artists go through. That shit would be just dope to me. Just to talk about that outside of like other stuff.
Yeah.
And then if anime was around at that time, I'd talk about anime too.
So who is your favorite artist?
Rene Magritte.
So let's go back then. I don't know how far back that is because I don't know anything about art. Forgive me.
I think Rene Magritte is not that long ago. I think that he is early 19.
Oh, okay. And what would you talk to him about?
Rene Magritte did surrealism. So like, you know, a lot of his paintings, like he did the painting where the man is just standing there and it's an apple in his face. That's like a super popular one.
Oh shit!
And it's just like, what was your context? So yeah, Rene Magritte was like, he started one of his most famous paintings, The Lovers, which is the two heads wrapped in sheets, but they're just like kissing, but you can't really see their face. Mm-hmm. That's the realism artwork. That's my favorite art style, where like it's regular life, but there's something disrupting it, kind of making it look like a dream or something like that. Intentionally
concealing.
Or intentionally dream state-ish, right? Like the melting clocks is the same thing. That's surreal art.
Interesting.
But 1928 all the way to 1964 is kind of like art style, his artwork. So yeah.
That's dope.
That I would talk about like what was the inspiration, because a lot of these things don't have explanations, right? So they're 100%. Up to the artist to interpret. And I would say, or up to the viewer to interpret, which is like most things. But the idea of what an artist was thinking when they did this, because sometimes they might just say, I had no idea what I was doing.
That'd be so special.
Right?
That'd be so special, dude.
We should do a music episode with Javon and say, what were you thinking when you made this?
All right. The homie. This is the first time. I think this is the first time is this the first time he asked the question? This comes
Lost
from
Homie?
No, this comes from one of the worst gym podcast pod members, One Piece Leak, or call me Leak. He says, if you could take one mentor / sensei from any anime and replace them with another mentor sensei from another anime to do a better job, who would you replace and who would you choose to replace? Oh man.
I would replace Raleigh. Well, I would take Raleigh from One Piece and give him to Sasuke instead of Orochimaru.
And Kakashi. I would replace.
I wouldn't replace Kakashi because Kakashi he wouldn't really like. I guess he did, but he didn't teach him everything.
Yeah, I mean he was
the first sensei.
Yeah, he was the main
like
sensei for Sasuke.
And Tsunade ended up being like the other senseis. Like Orochimaru took over. It was the legendary Sannin took over. But I would give Sasuke Riley because whatever he did during Luffy's time skip worked.
True. Oh man, this is such a fucking fire ass question, dude. Because there's a lot. You know what? Who I wouldn't replace anybody in Bleach for Ichigo, because I think that's like those are like perfect. But I will say, oh fuck, hear me out, dude. Hear me out. I would take because it's kind of similar. It's not kind of similar. It's real minute similarities between Yu Yu Hakusho and Jujutsu Kaisen. Give me Gojo to replace Genkai for Yasuke. I think that'd be dope.
You think Gojo teaching Yusuke is gonna be?
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
They would never argue.
100%.
Because Gojo is gonna be like, I'm strong as fuck.
And he gonna show out.
And you literally can't touch me.
Exactly. And maybe he teach him something different with a spirit energy to where they can manipulate it better. I don't know.
That's dope, Polo.
I think that'd be real dope, right?
That's dope as fuck, bro.
I think it'd be super dope.
Polo wins this episode of Switching Senseis.
Let me see here. Oh, the homie from Inside the Blurred Mind podcast. Aye.
Yo.
He says, what are y'all favorite one and done anime? Meaning that had one season and no manga continuous. Example for him is Cowboy Bebop. We've answered this question already, but we don't mind answering it again. Astro Lost in Space.
100%.
Easy. Another one I would say Grimgar, but it's not. It shouldn't have been done.
It shouldn't have been done. Because wait, are there more novels to that?
Yeah.
So technically, it's not done. Like it's one and done anime, but it's not a complete series. That's why I neglected to say Chivalry too, is because like there's more novels to it.
That's true. There's but like 15 books.
Is one and done, and it's just good from beginning to end.
Oh shit! Rob aka Father of Vash says I'm gonna finish catching up this weekend. I'm so ready for the episode to drop. I was 6 months behind and still got like 10 more chapters to read. And he's talking about solo leveling. Yeah, man, pick that up, bro. Pick that up because it's worth it. It is worth it. Oh, our boy Ked the Pro. He says, what are you looking for at Polo Born Fly? What are you looking forward to the most in your move to Houston? Being with Tel. That's what I'm looking forward to. You know what else is crazy though? My cousin, she came to visit me before yesterday when I was at my family house. I was chilling with my family. She came through. She was like, I just want to let you know, like, I don't know if you know this, but I'm moving to Houston at the end of this month. I'm like, wait, go. I'm like, I don't know if you remember Caradhina, but she's moving down there. And I'm like, okay, Riri, so like, where you living? And she said Cypress Hill or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, let me plug that in my GPS because I know Houston is one of the largest cities in America, so it's like fucking huge. So I'm like, she probably like an hour, 2 hours away. She is 28 minutes away from my house.
Let's go.
So I'm like, that just works. That's just beautiful.
I actually found out as well. I have a cousin that lives in Houston.
There you go. That's crazy. And that all worked out. So I'm looking forward to that the most. And then since we know that Soul Eater anime is trash, does this compel you to read the manga and read the real ending? No.
I will, but Polo, I'd recommend not.
Absolutely not. Because because it wasn't just the ending for me. For me, it was fucking everything in between, bro. I'm just like, there's no fucking chance in hell I will waste my time putting my eyes to those pages.
I've heard great things about the manga, but like
it's probably true. It's probably true.
I heard a lot of great things about the anime too, and I feel like as a adult rewatching it wasn't hitting. Mm-hmm. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give.
Bo Dunn did it. Asked us, what are your thoughts on the first episode of Marvel's What If? Haven't watched it.
Haven't watched it. Sorry.
Yeah, TV ain't my thing.
It's on. Yo, Polo and I are really the same person. I don't watch TV either, bro. I had big ass TVs in my house, and we don't turn on them bitches for anything on cable.
True. All right. So, my boy Abe asked, the date is October 15th, a day after my birthday. If you had to pick between 1 or 3 movies to watch that weekend, which would it be? Venom 2, Halloween Kills, or Ridley Scott's The Last Duel? And why is it not Venom 2? Well, it's not Venom 2 because Venom 1 was trash. But Venom 2 does have Carnage, which is my favorite villain. But I won't be watching it because I don't give a shit. So it'd be between The Last Duel and Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills.
Yes. Monique and I love horror movies.
There it is. Halloween Kills it is.
It don't even add up. We watching Halloween Kills.
Yo, bro, I almost forgot. I'm like, October 15th. Is October 14th my birthday? I had to double check to make sure my own fucking birthday. Something wrong with me. Okay. Shay Nero says no Batman slander. We already did
Batman is wholeheartedly trash.
Garbage. Worst superhero ever created.
Second. Because
Superman is the absolute worst. You're right. Absolutely right.
Pulling planets but get beat on by a human. Come on, bro.
He is terrible. He is so unfun. Like a motherfucker that could do everything except touch a green rock is dumb.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. So what I've been doing on our timeline, I'm gonna just give you a little inside Mike Check White for what I've been doing on the timeline is I've been trying to slowly post like old pictures of me and Tel. So when we go down there and we do a photo shoot, it'll just be like a big shock difference between what we did and what we do. It's gonna be dope.
We definitely look different too. Like
100%. Like looking at that picture from 2013 with Tamara in the background, I'm like, yeah, this is crazy.
My hair was wild.
It was all curly and shit. Oh man. During that time though, I never would have thought your hair could become dreads. Because of all the time I known you. Like it always been that straight ass curly shit. There's no ways man can get dreads.
Hair long as fuck, bro.
Here it is. All right, and that's it for the questions, man. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate y'all. If I forgot somebody, I'm sorry. It was a lot, but I don't think I did. Tel, did you get a chance to watch anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your show of the week this week out of the shows you did watch?
It would have to be. I mean, we're not gonna say Solo Leveling because it was a read, but sheesh, did you know Remake Our Life didn't air this week?
Remake Our Life don't come out until
Next
Sunday.
Week.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a whole week. Reincarnated as a Slime, I guess, is my episode of the week, which is actually not a very good episode. But of the stuff I watched this week, there was nothing really like stand outish to me.
Interesting.
What you looking at, Polo? You looking at that Remake Our Life?
I'm trying to find out what the fuck happened to Remake Our Life.
Yeah, it's got a 7-day break.
I don't like that. Fuck, man. I was expecting to watch that.
Watch that next episode. He's like, I'm moving to my new spot. I got a new episode of Remake Our Life, and I ain't got no podcast to record. Life is good.
That hurt. That hurt my soul. Shit. I'm probably gonna have to say Moonlit. Moonlit was still real good. Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be trill with you, bro. Fucking Reincarnated as a Slime is wearing on my patience.
Yo, I'm telling you, this next episode better have some action.
It has to, man. It's been way too fucking long.
Like we said, I think it's literally gonna be just straight action though. Like as soon as it starts, I feel like it's gonna be only action.
Bro, it's like 4 more episodes though.
Of only action.
Yeah, it's not
enough.
It's not that it's not enough. It's just it was too much of just talking, pure talking, which is cool.
Hey, I don't disagree with you at all. At all.
Like I never they never had. So okay, hear me out. Maybe it's because of the way we're supposed to watch it is these two together, because this is season 2, part 2. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's when they're all together.
But in season 2, part 1, they had a lot of talking too.
That's true as fuck, man. That's true.
And
as
it
fuck.
didn't get to the action until the latter part. And then it went straight back to a little bit of deposition with talking and stuff like that. And then they start back with this where they talking, and now it's about to be straight smoke and action.
Like I like the dialogue that's been happening, but I feel like it's lingering on it for way too fucking long. Like, and it don't need to. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't need to be there as long as it has been. Yeah. So
I agree.
Maybe that's it, because they kind of like repeat the same shit over and over in the same conversation for like the whole episode. Especially when when dude was talking to the other dude, and the other dude was like, "Yeah, you're too powerful. You're actually just as powerful as me." Trying to like show off how powerful they are, even though they're gonna get fucking stumped probably if they had to face Rimuru, or even his fucking secretaries for that matter.
Secretary.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. You weren't scheduled to battle Rimuru, but I'm gonna give you these hands in.
Exactly. The motherfucker was crazy. All right, yeah, let's get to know Mic Check Waifu. This time it's Tell turn to read the question. My turn to roll the random number generator, and we shall get to know us a little bit better. I believe we have 70 questions. If my
70 of them things. Yeah. 70.
The number I wrote is 45. MJ and his baseball pro.
45. Nah, that's the wrong number. How did you get your nickname, and did it embarrass you?
That is funny as fuck. That is crazy because I kind of slightly touched on it. Well, again, when I was in like 8th and 9th grade, while everybody's wearing the baggy clothes, I threw on polos. And then from there, people call me Polo. And did it embarrass me? Nah, I didn't give a fuck. They tried to.
Polo was always on his Kanye. Like, he was always different.
That's what it is. I was on my Kanye shit. So they tried to embarrass me by calling me that, but it ended up just being a name. And it stuck. At first, it was Polo without the W. But then, what was it, like our 11th grade year or something like that, Polo got real popular. And I'm like, it's weird for me not to be Polo. So I'm going to just add a W to that shit and never wear Polo again. And that's exactly what it was. I
never put on another Polo again.
Ever since. So that's what it is. And let me just give y'all a little. Cleveland was full of the fucking polo collar shirts, cargo, jabot or cargo pants, and polo boots with the polo hat. That's all it ever was. It was never anything else. Every party you went to, I was a party promoter at the time, so I saw that shit. Everybody wore the exact same outfits: Air Forces or polo boots, cargo pants, jabot jeans, polo collar shirts with the polo hats.
I got a man riding a horse on top of my chest.
Because of that shit.
Fresh.
Yep. Because of King Chip, or AKA Chip the Ripper and Fat Al, yep. Or Al Fats now, whatever you want to call him. Our local rap scene was just full of that shit. I'm like, I'm good. I'm over it.
Yeah. You know, I feel like I never knew you without the W though. I feel like it's always been Polo with a W.
I'm glad, because if you look at some of my old MySpace pictures, yikes.
Hey, don't do that, because Monique and I was looking at our old MySpace pictures and they bad, bro.
Bro, it's so bad, man. Oh, it's so fucking bad, man.
So I got my name Tell from my last name, or my first name. Obviously, it's just part of my name. And the first person actually ever called me Tell was my cousin Chris in 5th grade. He's like, "Yo, I'm just gonna call you Tell." I was like, "All right." He's like, "All right, Tell, what's up? What we doing?" So I got called Tell. My mom ended up calling me King Tell, and eventually she stopped calling me Tell and just started calling me Telliano. I'm assuming it's because we part Italian, so she is like Telliano. So King Telliano. That's where I got my name from. My mom. Boom, easy. No embarrassment.
No whatsoever. And when we come back, we are going to talk solo leveling. We ain't talking about solo leveling in probably 6, 7 months, 8 months. But we are happy to discuss the most recent chapters of solo leveling and the implications of what's going on in that world. I'm so excited to talk about it. So if you read solo leveling, or if you caught up on solo leveling, stick around. We'll be right back after these. Let's talk solo leveling, bro. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I'm actually happy I caught up.
Finally, man. Bro. I've been watching. I've been reading that shit week to week, bro, and it's been hard.
Reading it, I'm like, I don't understand how they're gonna animate this shit because the way it's drawn looks like it's already animated. Like
yes, dude.
Like it just took pictures out of the anime and said, "Boom." This
whole time, man.
It looks good, but come on, man. Jinwoo is that dude.
Listen, I want to get right into this shit, okay?
You were talking about the final chapter?
I want to talk about 161.
Okay.
The palindrome. 161 was fucking wild because and this is what I was started to say last week, but I had to stop myself because I'm like, I don't want to say shit. It was ReZero-esque when he got stabbed in the chest and he went back in time. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Don't tell me he's about to do what I think he's about to do. And I thought it was going to go back to that save point. But then they started breaking that shit down on what's going on. And I'm like, man, this shit is even better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God, dude. Like, I don't understand.
I was thinking like, wait, so they giving bro another chance. He about to die, come back. He going to be at one level. He going to be at level 146. And then he about to level up even more. And he going to come back and he about to blow these dudes out, right?
Yeah, like it was a grind situation, I thought. Like he was going to go back in time and grind all the way through. And then just be able to predict everything. Oh my God, that should have been so sick.
But it was dope because it feels like they didn't give him a free pass necessarily, right?
Yes, like, exactly.
Like we got context of his background, or we're getting context of his background and the Shadow Monarch's background, which we realized the Shadow Monarch wasn't always dark. He was more of like a angelic being figure. And that might be the same for the rest of them, that they had to kind of, this is what happened. But the Shadow Monarch, wasn't always dark, had an army of like angels with him.
Yep.
And they turned dark when he died and came back, and he came back a little too late. But that whole breakdown, that was just like good storytelling in general. It just felt really fucking good.
Yes, man. And it's so crazy to me because some people they don't like solo leveling. And I don't know the real reason behind it. I don't get it. But the story and character development in this show and this manhwa is so special, bro. It's so special. Oh, shit, Tell.
What's up?
I forgot to read Panda's questions.
Oh, we can look, Panda. We can end it on Panda.
Okay.
We'll end it on Panda questions.
I'm gonna probably chop it up and just bring Panda in.
Uh-huh. Panda.
Yeah, like
okay.
There it is. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now, what I also thought was amazing is that they had what's his name? Thomas come in and fight. Now, it was like he put up something, right? Because like the Beast Monarch came in like, I'm eating people.
Yep.
I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are. I'm the Beast Monarch. And he just straight devoured, bro.
Whole half of his body.
Off top. And
quite literally.
Thomas came in and was like, all right, look, man, I want all of it. I fought Jinwoo. I ain't win, but I fought him. And we about to go hard. And we know that Thomas got a fragment of that power.
Yep.
So he went in and he wasn't folding. He was putting in that work. Now, obviously, he not as strong. He not there yet.
Shout out to Jinwoo for having one of his shadow soldiers helping him through.
Right.
Because he wouldn't have lasted as long as he did.
Thomas, I like that he tried though. Like it's not like he's soft. He just not Jinwoo. Like anybody else can't do that to Thomas. Yeah. They can't just pull up and do that to Thomas. It got to be the worst of the worst scenario.
100%. His whole change of heart too was so fucking clean too. Like even well before this, when Jinwoo fought the dude that was stationed in America after he killed his brother, and he's like, "Oh, I found you, Jinwoo. I'm gonna kill you," and he got his ass stomped by Jinwoo, and then Thomas was like, "Oh no, I gotta put you down." And fell miserably. Like that whole arc was so sweet, man.
But Thomas tried, bro. He tried. And he ain't just go. He went down, but he ain't just go down. Like Jinwoo was like, "Hold up, you a little something." Then was like, "But we putting you down, but you something." I like that strength thing you got. Like that's
straight up.
And then that gift he gave Jinwoo was dope.
Oh my god!
Did you see the stats on his sword was 220, and then adds extra damage if you have both daggers, and I'm like, that's 600 damage for 2 daggers, but this new dagger is 1556, bro. He just used this one dagger by itself and he is done.
Yep. I'm like, man, they're so good at power creeping in this fucking show, dude. Like the power creep is crazy. Like, yeah, Jinwoo is super powerful, but it's so satisfying. It's almost Voldigo satisfying. It won't just
pop up out of nowhere. It's like, well, I mean, technically a dagger's popped up out of nowhere, but like there's tangible reasons in most cases as to why he's stronger. It's not just like he's stronger and we don't know why. 100%. We know he's stronger because he has daggers and his skills level up. Yep. Like they show us his skills leveling up. They show us he got new shadows. Yep. They show us every time something happens. So it's not like he just gets stronger and then we just, where'd that come from?
Right.
No, dude, we saw it. His death is the closest thing we've seen to something that's just like, to me, just wow. And I don't know.
100%. So what, after this story, this part right here, what do you think this 162 gonna hit for? Or 163? Yeah.
Well, his dad popped up and I think his dad about to put in work. I think his dad is a monarch as well.
Yeah, but which one?
Monarch fuck everybody up.
Could he be, this is my thought, could he be the human monarch?
Oh, like a new monarch?
Yep. Like when he got stuck, he was created in that world since he's been there for how long? They say fucking 20 something years or whatever the fuck. He was stuck inside of a gate. And I think he has the administrator systems too. And he's probably been there leveling fuck up and became on his own standalone like monarch. And I wouldn't be surprised if he would be considered the human monarch.
Yeah, and I would assume he still obviously has humanity in him because he didn't kill when he fought that last dude.
Yeah, and no, he just beat his ass real bad. Yep. And he said when he came through, nobody's gonna touch this kid with that monarch glow to him. I'm like, shit. I be thinking, bro. The cogs be spinning. When they first
introduced him, they said he was a human with a monster's aura.
You got me, bro. You in my head right now. That's exactly where I'm at.
We knew he was handing hands out.
Yep.
We just didn't know how much his hands was doing.
Exactly. But
I do want them to give his dad a chance to shine though. Like I want him to do some things.
Yeah, the next chapter is going to be all him shining. 100%.
It will be beautiful And I mean, I hate to say this because I really do like Jinwoo. It would be beautiful if Jinwoo actually doesn't like succeed this time. Like, I don't want Jinwoo to die, but it would be nice to see Jinwoo have a reason to get stronger, because technically it's not like he really lost. He got jumped in a 1v1 versus any of them. He probably would have faded them.
I mean, he fucking faded the insect monarch.
Yeah. But we don't know if she was the weakest.
She was, they said that she was one of the strongest, didn't they?
No, I thought it was.
That was the ice dude.
The shadow, and then, but he faded. They getting faded. True. So I think, you know, if 1-on-1, he would have dogged any of them.
All of them. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that for sure. For sure.
But this does also give a reason for him to get stronger, because they're not the strongest of them. So, like, he's going to see tougher and tougher ones as the manhwa progresses. So I'm just excited to see how that goes.
True.
And then, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wish I knew when this is getting animated. Trust me, it isn't anything online. I'm going to need Mappa to do it, or Studio David to do it. Somebody who can capture that art and just bring it alive, and not in the most stiff way possible.
Right.
You know, Ufotable. Oh my God, Ufotable. The goats, man.
I mean, if Mappa does like how they do Jujutsu Kaisen, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they have so much to work with. All they got to do is make it look smooth.
Yep.
The art is already there. Everybody loves the art. All they got to do is make it smooth and consistent. They don't even have to do nothing special.
And fuck, man, it's so beautiful. Like the pictures look like they're in motion already as you're reading it. It's so good. It's so good. As I was scrolling, I was like, God damn, look at it. He spinning and
he's moving and dodging and ducking.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is great. This is great. This is top tier anime.
So far, I haven't read much manga in my life. But there hasn't been one that captured motion like Solo Leveling
at all
for me.
None of them.
So, yeah, that's a good deal. And with that, let's wrap.
We just finished spoiler talk talking about Solo Leveling. Let us know if you caught up on Solo Leveling. If you're really loving it, we loving it. Let's see what happens with Jinwoo, the next one. Before that, we had our break with a great new chill lo-fi vibe. You know how that goes.
Yes, sir.
We also had some questions, but we did get to know Mic Check Waifu, and it was, how did you get your nickname and were you embarrassed? Neither of us were embarrassed. This is just what we do. Mm-hmm. We had our episodes of the week. Polo had Moonlit Fantasy, definitely a banger.
Hilarious.
And then I had Reincarnated as a Slime. You know, it is what it is. And then we also had some Twitter questions. One of them being Cleveland after LeBron left. It is, you know, it's whatever. But thank you for the questions. We loved them. Before that, we talked about the Mic Check Waifu review scale, how Mic Check Waifu works, how Mic Check Waifu started, and then introductions of ourselves. And that's been episode 113 of Mic Check Waifu.
I am at Polo Born Fly on all social media. You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic check. Check.
Hey, Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check waifu. Mic check 1 2. What is this? Tajay back in this. Yeah. All right, I'm just sorry. Whatever.
Peace.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu.